loved Jesus and emerged as history's best philosophers, scientists, artists, and educators. This was especially so in times of great crisis, when history seemed at its end. Some of the Jesus followers you'll meet in Truth Changes Everything were brilliant, whimsical, and creative. Others were everyday folks who simply displayed extreme levels of resilience. More than a few were flighty, prickly, and inconsistent. These earnest yet flawed people shaped our understanding of what it means to be human and how to care for one another, how to learn and grow, how to harness science to make life better, how to form political structures that secure rights and create stable societies, how to pursue justice, and how to live meaningful lives. If we can understand how truth really did change everything in the past, then we can more clearly see what we lose in abandoning it and what we could gain by reclaiming it. It is time to tell the truth. The Bible admonishes the faithful to tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord, so that they should set their hope in God. Psalm 78, verse 4 and verse 7. Sharing the hope that comes from truth is my life's passion. At Summit Ministries, my team and I equip and support tens of thousands of young adults every year to embrace truth and champion a biblical worldview. We do this through events and courses that are rich with teaching, dialogue, mentoring, and, yes, reading. We envision a rising generation filled with the kind of purpose that comes from basing every aspect of life on truth. It is a special privilege to lead Summit Ministries given its influence on my own personal and intellectual growth. As a young skeptic, I spent 2 weeks at a Summit Ministries event held at the antique Grandview Hotel, nestled in a little hippie town at the foot of Pikes Peak. There, I met Summit's first president, David Noebel, an erudite philosopher and captivating teacher. I hope you have a lot of answers because I have a lot of questions, I bluntly announced in our first meeting. Noebel didn't flinch. At Summit, we aren't afraid of questions, he replied. Instantly, I felt at home. Life is complicated, I knew that. Satisfying answers are hard to come by, I knew that too. But finding a community filled with smart Christians willing to ponder truth and apply it to their lives, for me, that was a game changer. My passion for preparing young leaders with a biblical worldview took on great urgency during a recent battle with cancer. My diagnosis came as a complete shock. I'm a healthy, active person who maintains a pretty good diet and exercises regularly. My medical team and I have acted aggressively to beat what was once a death sentence. As of this writing, we are moving in a very positive direction. I am in remission, but cancer is hard. The treatment is even harder. Pain, nausea, and fatigue make it feel like a 24-hour flu for months on end. Many of my fellow patients had it worse. Some were on salvage chemo, fighting for a few more days of life, not for a cure. It was a horrible thing to watch. Don't get me wrong, I feel blessed to live in an age of advanced medical technology. I'm grateful for a good insurance plan, skilled doctors, and medicine that treated my cancer and ameliorated the treatment's side effects. I cherish my loving spouse who filled our home with hope. It meant the world to me to receive thoughts, prayers, and expressions of care from people all over the world. But cancer was only one of the battles I fought. The other was hopelessness. Despair was a constant companion, tempting me to give up. God had given me such a rich, full life. Was it about to end? During treatment, I could do little except read and write. This book emerged out of that time of trial. What might a person write if they knew it might be the last thing they could say this side of eternity? Truth Changes Everything is my answer to that question. Truth means more to me than ever before. I enter this season of life determined to fight for it. During my cancer journey, I studied the stories of many courageous heroes. Caleb from the Old Testament book of Numbers remains my favorite. Caleb was 40 years old when Moses tasked him, along with Joshua and 10 other men, to spy on the land of God's promise.